Hi there, I'm Dan and welcome to my series of top tips. Today, how to make chocolate cake, but I'm not alone.
I'm back.
Sarah Moore, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine, thanks Dan.
Thank you so much for showing me, because you're an expert in all things baking and kitchen.
I love a bit of baking.
You do, don't you?
I
And
do.
chocolate cake, we all love chocolate cake.
We do love chocolate cake, but this is a special chocolate cake.
It is, and I see you've already been up to something.
I have. We are going to make a brownie. So it's
yes.
actually, it's kind of under the umbrella of a cake,
Yep.
but it's not really a cake because we're not aiming for light and airy and rising and all the rest of it. A brownie is a dense, squidgy, rich, kind of cross between a cake and a biscuit and fudge. It's like something all of its own.
How to make brownie, I
But
can't
a
wait.
good brownie, you can't beat it. And they're so easy. Really,
They better
really super, super easy.
Okay.
We started off with a bain-marie. Why have we got a bain-marie?
Why?
That's because when you melt chocolate, you have to do it super gently. So a bain-marie is basically a large bowl set over a pan of simmering water. The water mustn't touch the bowl, and then you melt your chocolate really, really gently and slowly. And that's basically because if you put chocolate in a saucepan and try and melt it, it will burn straight away and separate, and then you've wasted all your lovely chocolate. So 200 grams of dark chocolate and 175 grams of unsalted butter.
Okay.
It's very important it has to be butter. And it needs to be butter because when butter gets cold, it sets hard.
Okay.
And we need that set to make the brownies set. Right, so in there we've
Yep.
got our chocolate and our butter, and into that we're going to add 325 grams here of caster sugar. So stir that in, okay? And then into that we've got some plain flour.
Have you sieved this flour?
I haven't sieved it.
Ooh.
Now I have one more ingredient to go in there,
Yes.
which is eggs. But I want to let my mixture cool just for a second or two. And while it does that, I just want to talk to you about the tin.
Okay.
This is a 23 by 33 centimetre tin. And as I've said before, baking is a science, it's precise. So the right amount of ingredients go in the right size tin.
Okay.
Okay, so it's always the best advice to use the right tin. If your tin is too big or too small, your cake won't cook in the time it's supposed to.
Okay.
At the temperature you want it to cook. And also, if you're making brownies or tray bakes, always line your tin. And I would recommend using baking parchment or siliconized paper, not greaseproof paper. It sticks like nobody's
Okay.
business. So use baking paper, and that will make sure that your brownies or tray bakes come out effortlessly. Now, here's my eggs. I've got 3 large eggs here, which are gently beaten, and we're going to add those to our mixture. Okay,
And I see we're out of ingredients. That is the final.
that's it. You could, if you wanted to, add one final ingredient. You could add, if you wanted to, some chopped nuts, or you could add some chopped glacé cherries, or maybe
depending
some.
what sort of texture you want.
Yeah.
Could you go even more and get those little chocolate drops? Even
Yeah,
more
you
chocolate.
could put chocolate chips
Ultimate
in.
chocolate.
You could put huge chunks of white chocolate in. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, I bet.
But basically, the recipe is just a stirring and assembly operation. Even my little children can do this. It's
Yeah, get
easy.
that involved with
There
the
you
labour
go.
side of things.
Okay, so eggs are in, and what you end up with is a kind of thick, quite a stiff, really glossy batter.
It's quite obvious when the eggs are in, aren't they? 'Cause
Yeah.
you can see a little layer, but not now.
That's right. And then straight into your lined tin. Okay, straight into your lined tin, spread it out.
It's so tempting just to try and eat that now.
You can lick the bowl down, I promise.
Come on.
Okay, we'll get it in the oven and the bowl's all yours.
Okay.
Right, spread it into the tin, and then this is going to go into a preheated fan oven at 150 degrees centigrade. If you've got conventional oven, that's 170, for 30 to 35 minutes. Now, it's really important with brownies that you stick to the right time,
Okay.
because if you go too far, they'll turn cakey, and we want to keep these nice and fudgy.
Okay,
So
yep.
a nice fudgy brownie, watch the timing. So into the oven with your mixture, and then you have to come back in about half an hour and they'll be ready to remove.
Hot time.
My brownie has come out of the tin beautifully because I lined my tin, you see, and then it just lifts out and there's no sticking or scraping to be done.
Perfect, yeah.
So anyway, we're going to cut our brownie into relatively small squares, although I don't know what a Dan-sized small square would be.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay. And we'll cut a few squares out, and you can see.
Oh, these are
what we're
perfect on
aiming
the table
for.
for little nibbles and
They're
stuff.
perfect.
Like a
You can actually
party.
cut quite small ones.
Yeah.
And they're great, I think, piled up with candles on for a birthday pile. But that's the texture you're looking for there. It's it's really fudgy and moist in the middle. It's got a crust on the top. And it's definitely something to be eaten in a fairly small quantity. And then we can finish them off. We'll pop them onto a plate. And then I think, because they're quite dark and dense, it's quite nice if you can finish them off just with a little dusting of icing sugar, just to lift the look slightly. But there's your brownie, delicious and rich, and full of good things.
Well, Sarah, this is fantastic. I know you're keen. So before we chuck in, thank you so much. And of
Thank
course,
you.
stay tuned to idleworld.tv and find Idleworld on YouTube for all of our top tips. Let's go.
Thanks, darling.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.